When we think of professional tennis, our minds usually jump to the glamour of the Grand Slams, right? But what about the other 99% of players? Today, we're diving into the challenging and, let's be honest, often brutal reality of life on the pro circuit. We all know the superstars, the ones lifting the major trophies. But what really separates them from the hundreds of other elite athletes grinding it out every single week? It's not just about talent. It's about navigating this world of intense pressure, tricky logistics, and just pure unrelenting perseverance. To really get a feel for this world, we're going to follow the journey of one player, Mukund Sasikumar from India. His story is just a perfect case study of the kind of determination and resilience it takes to survive, let alone thrive, in professional tennis. All right, Section 1. Let's meet Mukund Sasikumar. Time to get properly acquainted with the player at the very heart of our story today. So here are the basics, the player card, if you will. Born in Chennai, Mukund is a right-hander with a two-handed backhand. He's been with his coach, Martin Spottle, since about 2018. So on paper, you can see he has all the essential building blocks of a dedicated professional athlete. Next up, climbing the ladder. Every pro's journey is a climb. So let's take a look at the key milestones in Mukund's career so far. 229. So in October of 2019, this was Mukund's career-high ATP singles ranking. Now, you might think, well, that's not number one, and you'd be right, but breaking into the top 250 in the entire world is a monumental achievement. It puts you in a seriously elite global bracket. 7. That's how many ITF singles titles he's won. And you have to understand, the ITF circuit is really the bedrock of pro tennis. It's where players are fighting for every single ranking point with not a lot of prize money or fanfare. Winning 7 titles there, that shows incredible grit. And this right here, this is a huge milestone. Making an ATP main draw debut is the dream for every single player grinding it out on those lower-tier tours. It's your ticket to the big leagues. It's a chance to compete against the world's best and prove you actually belong there. Okay, Section 3, the mental battle. Because as any athlete knows, the climb is never a straight line. The highs are so often matched by immense pressure and some pretty tough setbacks. And this brings us right to the mental battle of the pro circuit. This quote from Mukund is just so raw and honest. I was running against the wall on many occasions. Wow. It just perfectly captures that feeling of frustration, of giving absolutely everything you have and still hitting a barrier. This is the emotional core of the professional grind. So what does that wall actually look like in practice? Well, it's handling the insane pressure of serving on a match point, your heart pounding, your hands shaking. It's having to reinvent your entire strategy mid-match when your A game just isn't there. It's the relentless mental and physical exhaustion of constant travel, living out of a suitcase. And of course, it's that quiet struggle of pushing through those long, confidence-sapping stretches without a single win. All right, Section 4, forging a comeback. But a true professional is defined not just by their wins, but by how they respond to the struggle. This is where resilience is truly forged. So let's take a look at Mukund's rebound. This timeline really shows his path to resurgence. After a long title drought, he breaks through in Portugal. He follows that up in 2023 with a doubles title at the Mysuru Open. That momentum carried him, leading to some really strong qualifying wins at higher-level challenger events in Astana. And then, in a really proud moment, he returned to represent India, securing a crucial victory in the Davis Cup. This isn't just a comeback. It's a story of maturity and that renewed determination. And that brings us to our final section, the next breakthrough. So, after all of the ups and the downs, what's on the horizon for Mukund? What's it going to take to achieve that next big breakthrough? This slide sums up his current position perfectly. His strengths are crystal clear: strong fitness, proven mental resilience, and that all-important ability to bounce back from a loss. But the challenges are just as clear: making that permanent jump to the top ATP level, finding consistency in those high-pressure matches, and converting all those great qualifying runs into main draw success. And this leaves us with a final and pretty crucial question. For the thousands of talented, dedicated athletes like Mukund Sasikumar, what is that final ingredient? What does it truly take to turn a career of resilience into one of undeniable breakthrough success? It's a question that gets to the very heart of what professional sports is all about.